I think probably the greatest gift that I experienced was the gratitude that the people show for us being here, and especially with children and the elderly. I mean, today, we visited a few orphanages. We visited an area where there's severely disabled children, and then, we end up after that in an old age home. And to experience that level of gratitude for the gift of an adjustment was absolutely stupendous. And I think sometimes as chiropractors, we don't experience that level of gratitude. So I think that as a chiropractor, if I take that gratitude home with me, I'm likely to attract that amount of gratitude into my life from other people when they experience chiropractic. So I think that's a wonderful gift to receive. So I think, any parent that sees their children grow up and sees their children live an amount of passion like I can see in Jason living with chiropractic, I mean, it's exciting, it's touching. I mean, there are so many emotions that can be related to that level of experience, rather. And to see him in his element is obviously makes a parent proud, but I think more importantly than pride is to see his evolution as a man, and a man with passion, a man who has gratitude, and a man who has a capacity to give. And that's very exciting, actually. When we look at ChiroMission, if we think of my answer, to the first question, the amount of gratitude that we get to experience, I think that everyone in the world should have an opportunity to experience that level of gratitude. And certainly in our profession, we have so much to be grateful for, and so often we don't recognize that amount of gratitude that we could have for what chiropractic brings to our lives and what we can actually bring to the lives of others. So coming on a ChiroMission really allows you to get rid of all the garbage. I mean, I think back to Michelangelo when he apparently sculpted David and was asked, how could you possibly think that you could sculpt David out of such a decrepit piece of marble? He said, well, people don't understand. David was already in the marble. All I did was take the garbage off. And I think really coming to ChiroMission, I would say, pretty much strips you. Because you go into the barrios, you go into the poor areas of the community, and you feel totally stripped. And you open up. Your heart opens. I mean, today I also had an opportunity to go to a men's drug and alcohol rehabilitation. And I left there and I was with a young lady, and I said to her, my God, this experience is actually making my eyeballs sweat. And she looked at me, didn't really recognize what I was saying. I said, well, women cry, men, our eyeballs just sweat. And that's the amount of gratitude and the amount of openness to my heart that I experience. And even though I always consider myself to be one of gratitude and to be one with an open heart, this opens it a lot further. So it really does get rid of any of the garbage that we allow ourselves to carry. No, you definitely do not need to be a chiropractor to come on a ChiroMission. I mean, the volunteers that we had working with us who understand the value of chiropractic, but who just understand the value of unconditional love. Just to give of yourself to another person. The children, they just want to be hugged. They want to be loved. They want to give you a high five. They want to have something to smile at. So I would encourage anyone who has an opportunity to come and spend 3 days, a week, whatever time on a ChiroMission, do it. It will change your life for the rest of your life.
I think the biggest thing that stands out in my mind, though, is I think how tightly woven the fabric is of their community. I mean, for example, like for most of us, we can't even pick up the phone if we don't recognize a phone number. These people have no idea who we are. They know we're not from their country, and they let us walk right into their homes, put their 6-month-old babies in our hands. And that to me, that just blew my mind. That, if I could pick one thing, that would be one thing. And we were together the first day, and we were just adjusting kids all day long in a playground, which, by the way, all they had was a basketball court with one basketball, and they were having the time of their lives. But it was a really great time. I couldn't imagine doing this for the first time without my dad. Definitely synergy there, and I think another cool thing was because my dad hasn't practiced in a while, kind of think, the guy's getting old, maybe he's losing his game a little bit, but he was hot. He was on there, and he was helping heal the Dominican Republic, It was great.
I mean, I would encourage father and son, father-daughter, mother-daughter, mother-son, families, entire families actually to come and experience it together. Because I think when you're giving from your heart and from your soul, and you're doing it with people you love, the experience has got to be even that much greater. And so obviously, I would encourage anybody to come and do it with people that they love. Absolutely proud of my son, proud of my 3 children, because they're all doing something great in their lives. And certainly in the chiropractic world, I mean, this is what Jason has chosen. He's the chosen one in the family to continue the legacy of chiropractic in the Lamarche family.